a big shot, unless we talking about hip-hop. Bad at TikTok, but I'll make movies like Hitchcock. Challenge Mitch, you'll barely make it like trick shots. Check your wristwatch, it's time for you all to quit, stop trying me. I'ma be honest, I'm pretty glad no labels eyeing me. I'm independent and I don't want nobody buying me.
Yo, what up everybody, this is Mr. O, and today we are going to talk about the Acolyte episode 6. So those of y'all who are new, I've only done, this will be my second Acolyte related video. I did one last week only because I was really pissed at last week's episode. I was annoyed about so many things about it. I had a lot of different random thoughts. I was just kind of venting, honestly. And I said, you know what? I might just start making videos for the rest of these. There's only 8 total episodes, I think. So I figured, let me make some, let me keep it going, essentially. And each week I've been typing, okay, Acolyte, on Twitter. Okay, Acolyte, let's see what you got this week. Okay, Acolyte, let's see what you're going to do this week. I didn't have expectations for this episode. I was just hoping that I wouldn't hate it. I was hoping that I'd find it redeemable or interesting enough. So here are my thoughts. Overall, not a lot happened. Like, it's setting it up for the last 2 episodes to be kind of eventful, but like I could summarize the episode in like 3 major points. One, obviously May and Osha have switched spots. One of the main points, I don't think Soul figured this out on his own. I'm pretty sure that Badger thing told him, which is kind of wild, but he found out that May is with him. That's one of the main storylines. He finds out that May is pretending to be Osha. The other side is Osha is with Kamir, and he's essentially teaching her at this point, even though it's just been a little bit, but kind of, essentially they're on their own little mission. And then the third piece is the Jedi who knew that Soul and a team were going to try to find what was going on. They now know and have seen dead Jedi. Presumably could tell that actually not presumably, they said it. Killed by a lightsaber, and they don't exactly know how. The theory that they kind of mentioned out loud was, you think Soul did this? And I'm like, oh goodness. Like, of course, that would be the first thing you would think if you don't really know that Sith are back or are around. So those are the 3 main things. Osha is with Kamir, May is with Soul, and Jedi have seen dead Jedi and are trying to figure out how it happened, right? So not a whole lot happened. Now, I will say, I'll start with some things that maybe bother me just a little bit. It annoys me, even though maybe they'll explain it later, or maybe I'm misunderstanding, but it annoys me that Soul couldn't sense that was May and had to be told by the Badger thing. But it is what it is. Maybe he's just not as strong as I thought he would be. To me, it feels like something you should be able to sense, but maybe that just shows how strong maybe the twins are. Like Kamir was telling Osha. And then I'm kind of annoyed that they're playing it so slow. Like I said, not a lot happened in this episode, and I need to know what Soul did. Like, for the last 3 episodes now, I've been like, what did Soul do? He clearly did something wrong. Something is up. But they keep dragging it out. He's like, I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna talk. I've had a lot of time to think about this. I'm just like, bro, what did you do? I need to know what you did. It'll really help me a lot, right? Now, that's really the only thing in this episode that I was kind of like, all right, can we get to this? And the fact that not a ton happened. But I like this episode better than last week. I'm not too upset at the Osha and Kamir path, because obviously she was a Jedi. She left. We don't exactly know why. He's sounding kind of reasonable and saying, like, listen, I just want to be able to do stuff that the Jedi told us we couldn't do. I want to be able to have no rules and kind of the power of 2 and just have somebody, and so that's understandable. It's not super understandable that Osha would just be like, she's like, you killed all my friends, and kept naming them, and he's just like, I killed Jedi. It's just like, she'd probably be pretty pissed at that, but I get it though. She's kind of lost. She's trying to figure out, we don't know how she stopped being a Jedi exactly, but she's been through a lot, so I get it. I get her being intrigued by Kamir and his, which they confirmed, Kurtosis, I think is how you say it, his helmet. A lot of y'all called that. That was dope. The fact that it's kind of like the youngling shielded kind of helmets where you can't even really see. It's really just about you and the Force is a dope concept. Her putting on the helmet and it ending with kind of like that Darth Vader-y type of breathing was super dope. I thought that was cool. Her having the red lightsaber and then getting angry and kind of going at Chimera, I thought that was cool. I was like, okay, I'm not mad at this. I like that. I like the whole arc of Chimera and Osha. Now, I'm probably bugging here, but I kept thinking in my head, I was like, are they on that planet that Luke was on in the Last Jedi? It looks like it. I don't think that was it. If it was, someone let me know. But I just kept thinking, I was like, this looks just like where Luke was in Episode 8. If not, it looks like it and it's pretty. But also, now that I think about it, there was one other thing that I didn't love about the episode. Well, two things. One, I was like, you don't usually see dead Jedi this much. Like, if there were some horror elements where they're just like zooming in on the dead bodies. I'm like, this is kind of intense for Star Wars. And the other thing that's not in Star Wars is like implied implied nudity, where he's just like, let me get in this water and take my clothes off and then get out in front of her. And I'm just like, this is kind of weird. Can you put your clothes back on? But I'm nitpicking, so. But yeah, I did genuinely kind of like that Osha Chimera part of the episode. The Jedi being kind of clueless and being like, let's investigate this. What do you think happened? Did Soul do this? It just has me kind of anxious because I'm like, I almost feel like all the Jedi just have to die. Like anybody who's even remotely aware that there could be a dark side user, I think has to die for this show to make sense to me fully. But there's 2 episodes left, so I guess we'll see. But I'm just like really wondering, like, are they gonna figure out that there's a dark Jedi, a Sith, or whatever? Or are they gonna think Soul did this? I'm kind of fully expecting Soul to die. I don't really see a way that he lives, especially if he did something wrong. It's sounding like he used to be Chimera's master, and then he did something. Soul's seeming like he didn't do some great stuff. So I really hope they tell us in the next episode, because I'm tired of it being like, I'm gonna tell you, we gotta talk. I'm gonna say, oh nope, we got interrupted again. Like, please tell me. But yeah, really only gripes is Soul not being able to sense that it was May. At least it didn't seem like he could sense it. That's just kind of odd to me. And the fact that the Jedi have now seen Jedi dead by lightsabers lends me to think that other people are going to find out that there's a Sith or Dark Jedi, and I'm going to be annoyed if the series ends that way, because I'll just be like, what happened to the whole? We've never seen a Sith in 1,000 years. So, but I'll say I like this episode better than the last one. It's one of the episodes I've liked more. I liked the first 2 episodes a good bit, and then hadn't really liked an episode very much till this one. So I liked it. I like how it's set up for some future stuff. I'm really interested in the next episode. I like when I get to see a lightsaber. The lightsaber whip thing was kind of cool. I'm not mad at it. Although I do wonder, is it always a whip? Was she able to make it a whip? Is it? Because if it's always a whip, that's not really that. Like, that's not that convenient. Sometimes you don't need a whip. Sometimes you need an actual lightsaber. But I thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, not a lot happened. Pretty easy to summarize. Some interesting stuff in there. Not too much to be mad at. I kind of understand everyone's motivation. I mean, obviously the Jedi are trying to figure out what's going on. Osha is intrigued by this Chimera guy because obviously he trained her sister, and he knows stuff that she doesn't know. He's got a cool helmet. Like, what else could you ask for? And then Soul clearly has something weighing on his conscience. And poor Pip has been set to factory settings. Poor guy. That was funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. I laughed out loud at that. I thought that was hilarious. And then when Pip turned red, it reminded me of when 3PO turned red, and I was like, is he in like Sith mode or something? Like, or whatever that mode was. What was it? Reset mode? Wherever they were trying to get him to read the Sith text or whatever. Anyway, I thought that was funny. But let me know y'all's thoughts on the episode. I genuinely wasn't mad at it. Interested in the next 2 episodes. I really need to know what Soul did in the next episode, and I really need some type of movement forward, because I'm be honest with you, I don't know if I'm up for Acolyte season 2 next year. I kind of need this to be finalized by the end of episode. I think it's 8 episodes. If it's 10, maybe I'm bugging, but I think it's 8. So let me know what y'all think. If you liked it better than the last episode or not, if you got any problems, if you got any things you loved, any theories. These are fun to make. I love this. I love Star Wars. So yeah, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Praise God.